Richard Franklin Lennox Thomas Pryor, born December 1st, 1940, dying December 10, 2005, was an American stand-up comedian and actor. He was known for reaching a broad audience with his trenchant observations and storytelling style. Pryor won a Primetime Emmy and 5 Grammy Awards. He received the first Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize for American Humor in 1998. He won the Writers Guild of America Award in 1974. Hello, my name is Logan Shaw. Welcome to Long Story. Today's Black History highlight: Richard Pryor, a comedian of all comedians. Thank you for coming. Let's get into it. Alright, so when you think about a comedian, his overarching thing is to tell the truth and to make people laugh. And there's truth in what makes people laugh. And there's truth in what makes people smile. But the thing is, that very thing that makes people smile could also be detrimental to some people, as in the truth hurts. But with that being said, Richard Pryor is someone who tells the truth and has a way of framing a joke to tell that exact truth. And how to frame it to tell that exact truth is to how to make people laugh in that truth. So there's a joke when he's talking about racism, or a joke when he's talking about Italian people, or a joke when he's talking about anything he knows to be true. That joke is used in his portions of his fame that push him into star quality in terms of the, comedian that he is. But the thing is, when you think about that, the comedian that he is someone who is a propos to a very interesting thing that goes with what he's saying and doing it in the general space. But that's not all. The thing is, when you think about the things that are apropos to a comedian, it's the ability to tell the joke through truthness. It's the ability to tell what's real. And its ability to frame it into something that is funny and what people think is funny. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. What can we understand about Richard Pryor and his jokes and his career in a lifetime that will actually make sense into the little nooks and crannies that we know now today? Well, let's go into detail. He has a very thing that comes with everything that he does. Experience. He has experience. He has things in his memory. He has his childhood. He has things that he can make jokes about, and every single message of the way that makes him a comedian that everyone wants to aspire to be. See, the thing is, with Richard Pryor, it's the very thing that helps him become the comedian that he is. His past life. Every comedian draws from past life into what is now. A lot of the time when you think about personal stuff, you think about personal stuff in the making and the clearing of what is now known as something that is great, even now so. But the thing is, with that being said, there's nothing in the courtship of comedians that can explain the idea of superficial comedy. Comedy that's not real. Comedy that's not portioned into making people laugh. If you just give random facts about everyday life, that's not funny. If you just give random opinions about everyday life, that's not funny. What's funny is the overall psychological science of a joke. There's a set and there's a punchline every single time. And without that very comedian part of what a joke is, you don't have, your comedic status. And every part of the way, and every shape and form of the way, there's something that's greater than what you could possibly make in this very thing. And that is, what can we do to see the very thing that is open to a lot of different people? And how can we relate each comedian to that set of people? See, some comedics are funny to specific people. Some comedics are funny for all people. And some comedics meet in the general line of what is and what's not. But the thing is, what comes across as something that's great, and that comes across as something that's important, is the ability to see what can actually come across in terms of comedy. What is a result of comedy? And that's what Richard Pryor did every single time. His beautiful baby. His beautiful baby was his work, his comedic gestures, his real comedic gestures, his comedy in the loop of what is now known as something that we can all look up upon, and comedy in the sense of what we all see, comedic actions as so. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, that's something we can all see in terms of the things that we all agree upon. Sometimes a comedian could tell the truth, and sometimes a comedian can bring us together. And in some cases, Richard Pryor did that. He brought white and black and sometimes even unlikely people together through his jokes, through his mannerisms, through his career, through everything that he does. Application, of course. To see what people do for a living, to see what the greatest thing in the world is, to see, even in the now, what it means to be something great, what it means to be something that people can really look up to. Richard Pryor had that. He had the status, and even though he was a little off-putting sometimes, he had the status to make up for it. And here's the thing, and whatever you want to do, and whatever you want to be, what is the greatest thing you could do to be that person? What is the greatest thing to do to understand that person? And how, and only how, can you make sure that you understand yourself without getting lost in your career? Thank you for my application. Let's move forward. Thank you for my long story. Thank you for this Black History highlight. There are more highlights in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Also, the mission is 1,000 subscribers. You guys know we can get there by hitting the share, like, and subscribe button right on the screen. Also by hitting the bell. Leave a comment if you can too. Follow my Patreon if you can too as well. Thank you again, and peace.